Come with us where the corn is popped and the throwback Thursdays never stop. It's a magical land not far away. All you have to do is just press play.
So,
hop on the couch and close your eyes. Gonna party like it's 99. Join us, watch the movies of our lives with Blockbuster Wives.
welcome to Blockbuster Wives, where your two favorite 90s babies talk about movies from the era of a certain blue and yellow video rental store. I'm your ghost with the most.
Ooh.
Leafy's Shea Baby.
And I'm Stacy. Didn't come up with a cool catchphrase for Halloween, but always rewinds. And you're listening to Blockbuster Wives.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, boo? Emphasis
Sup,
on boo.
boo.
Sup, boo, saying.
Hope everyone's booed up for the season.
We sure are, with our little cocktails that I made, which at first were so gross, until Stacy was like, hey, did you forget, like, citrus? And I was like, fuck.
I thought it was all part of the plan, but then when I saw Shea take a sip and was like, bleh, I was like, I think citrus could save this.
It's because I made what I know to be called a quote-unquote Boston whiskey sour, which uses peanut butter whiskey, which I already had. And then I was like, oh, I'll just make, make something happen with this shit. And then I completely forgot lemon or lime juice. So it was quite literally egg white froth and peanut butter combo, which is fucking, it was vulgar.
It's just drying out my mouth thinking about it.
Yeah. But anyway, because of my beautiful wife, I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense. And now it tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Now it's delicious.
Yeah, because I made a little compote situation to, drip on top of the white of the egg whites.
To look like blood.
To look like a blood splatter for this evening. But yeah, I fucked it all up, basically. But it's really good.
No, it's great. I'm digging it.
It's fucking good. Hope you guys are doing well. We love you. We know it's a tough time, so we're here to entertain.
Yes, and bring you joy.
Bring you joy.
And happiness.
And I guess we should just jump right in.
Yeah, so this is our last installment of our Halloween month, and much like last year, we're doing. Wait,
we have one more.
We have one more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's going to be a bonus.
Is it?
I think so, because we're running out of October dates, but we can release it on Halloween Day. I was thinking.
That's true. Like last year. We did that last year, too.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is the end of our regularly scheduled Halloween episodes with a special, probably unexpected movie coming to your timeline on Halloween Day.
Yeah, it's very specific to our costume, I will say.
And we'll explain everything when we get there.
That's right. But today is our last installment of the regularly scheduled programming, as Stacy said. We're kicking it old school. I've never seen this movie before, but it is a classique in a lot of different ways. And that movie is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Na, na, na. Da, da, da. So it's funny you say you never saw this, because I'm pretty sure I saw this when it came out to Blockbuster Video.
Boy.
I remember my sisters renting it on VHS in probably at that point 1998, by the time it hit Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Early 1998. And I was terrified.
Yeah. Because you were 6? Not
even 7 at the time,
right?
I was still 6 at that point. A tender little babe. And I remember we were watching it at a neighbor's kid's house, at a sleepover situation. So I wasn't even at my own home.
Oh my God.
And I just remember, I only really remember the one, the first kill, which we could talk about.
Yeah.
And then I think I watched the rest of it through my hands, not really, just
The first kill is wild.
Yeah, and I was like, holy.
Yeah, besides the obvious first kill, the first purposeful kill. It's nuts.
The first hook kill.
Yeah, the first hook kill is nutso.
Yeah, no 6-year-old should see a hook kill. I will say that.
Or anyone else for that
That's
matter.
true. But had I been 17 or whatever age you're supposed to be, I could have handled it.
But especially not a 6-year-old. That is so scary.
Yeah, it was one of my first horror movie memories.
Fucking.
Because I don't think I'd seen Scream just yet. I think I would go on to see Scream that year. I think 1998 was a big horror movie year for me at the ages of 6 and 7.
It was 1996 was when Scream came out. and I think it was 96, right?
Yeah.
And that's when, like, the resurgence of slasher films came back in, like, a very specific way. And so after that, everyone was like trying to get them out because they saw how successful Scream was.
And my sisters were 10 and 13, which I feel like is, like, the target age for this shit, honestly.
Totally.
Like, I don't think adults give a shit about the slasher era.
No.
But tweeners and teens, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Especially when, a lot of them are framed around, like, high schoolers or college, but, they're all, like, teenagers. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, makes sense.
It's an interesting question, like, why do so many young people teenager movies have so much violence? It's kind of weird.
I think it's because sexuality and violence are very linked.
Which, yikes.
I know. Unfortunately, but it's true. And so when you're young and your hormones are fucking raging,
you just want to see crazy shit.
You want to see crazy,
sexually
sexy,
or
hot
violent.
murder shit? I don't know.
It's not good, folks.
No.
It's not good.
And you know what? My mask kink does not help it, okay? So, anyway.
But, we just pour it into our mashed potato brains, and it figures it out eventually, God willing.
It's true.
It churns through it, and we all get through it.
The butter of our minds, of our souls.
Mm-hmm. Okay, want me to kick us off with some corporate bullshit?
Let's fucking do it, baby.
Let's go.
Corporate bullshit.
Some bullshit.
Okay, this movie came out October 17th, 1997, so it's definitely a Halloween movie.
Incredible.
Which is interesting because they don't make any references to Halloween. It's not even set in the fall, it's set in the summer.
Mm-hmm. July 4th.
But, they clearly wanted it to be for spooky season.
Very cool.
It is 101 minutes long, and I'll say it felt a bit long.
It did. I feel like they
could have... moving very quickly.
No, I feel like the beginning was very stretched out. I feel like they could have cut some corners with that.
They really took their time a lot.
They did. A lot. Like way too
80
much
minutes.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was directed by Jim Gillespie, who was a Scottish gentleman. He really hasn't directed that many films. He did do Joyride after this, which is a really fun one. Detox, Venom, not the Spider-Man one, I don't think. It was from like 2005. And Billionaire Ransom. All movies I've not heard of besides Joyride.
No, I feel like Joyride I have heard of, but otherwise, no.
It's based on a 1973 novel by the same name by Lois Duncan. It's a female author. She wrote the book, I Know What You Did Last Summer. And from what I could tell, it's pretty similar in that it's about 4 teens who hit a pedestrian and then don't tell anyone. But they adapted it for screenplay, made it more modern, and then introduced a hook-wielding fiend, which is not in the book.
Oh, okay.
It stars, oh my god, I mean, talk about a who's who of 90s movies.
Fuck.
I didn't remember that all these people were in here.
Yeah.
So you got Jennifer Love Hewitt as the star.
Yep.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Felipe, and Freddie Prinze with a Z Jr. as the other 3 friends.
Put the Z respect on his name, okay?
And then you got Johnny Galecki, Mr. Big Bang Theory himself.
Fucking, what's his name? Leonard?
Hofstadter? Yeah, Leonard Hofstadter. I was like, what?
I'm like, he wanted a Big Bang Julie RQ.
Oh, yeah. And Bridget Wilson, who I think is the blonde sister. I think. Or no, or she's, yeah. There's a couple blonde sisters. So.
And what do we know her from?
Oh, Parent Trap?
No.
Oh, wait.
She looks like her, though.
Oh, my gosh. Who am I thinking of?
Billy Madison.
Yes, that's right.
She's so fine.
I actually meant the other sister, though, of who you think is the murderer's sister.
Oh,
I think that's actually...
sorry, Anne Heche.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, is that Anne Heche?
Yep.
Okay.
My bad.
There's so many blonde sisters, you know?
I know. Anne Heche was like... I don't even remember what it was called. Maybe like 30 Days and 30 Nights or 60 Days and 60
Oh my gosh, that title brings me back, but I couldn't tell you what it was about.
All I know is I watched this movie over and over again because there was like I don't even remember. I think there was a sex scene in it, but it was like her and this dude got like stranded on an island together somehow.
Wow.
And it was like they hated each other.
Let me guess, for 30 Days and 30 Nights.
Yeah, it was something like that, you know?
Okay. No, I remember that title. It's a great title.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know her from, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway.
Fun fact, Melissa Joan Hart was approached to play Sarah Michelle Gellar's part, but she said, no, this sounds like a ripoff of Scream. Ouch.
Damn. But also I will say, wasn't this production company like reached out to and they wanted to make this movie before Scream even came out?
No, but I will get to that.
Okay. And I read
there are
something
2
different.
sequels. There's I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which came out in 1998.
Yeah.
And I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, 2006.
Always know.
I'm like, wow.
Okay.
I'll never, ever, ever forget what you did last summer. It just gets longer.
I don't have... Yeah.
There was a TV series in 2021 that people were like, meh about.
I heard about that.
The budget was $17 million, but it boxed $125 million.
God damn.
Yeah, so smashing success.
God damn, yeah.
It won a Blockbuster Entertainment Award for both Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress for Sarah Michelle Gellar and Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Makes sense.
It has a 45% score on Rotten Tomatoes for critics.
What?
About half of Scream.
Whoa.
And it had a 41% audience score. And a lot of these reviews are pretty consistent with what Melissa Joan Hart said.
Wow.
Stop giving us another Scream that ain't Scream.
Damn, I'm surprised.
Ebert gave it only 1 star.
Whoa.
Remember, he gave Scream 3 stars.
Yeah.
It's 1 star, saying the best shot in this film is the first one. Not a good sign. And honestly, y'all, I kind of agree. I do think the best shot is the very first shot.
The first shot is
it's
fucking
gorgeous.
Crazy.
The music is beautiful. It's haunting. It's moving. It's like, ooh, yeah.
I wrote that in there. The song was crazy.
Yeah.
It was
I
like
like the song.
Moving through the lavender in my mind,
It's
or like some shit. And I was like,
beautiful.
what the fuck is this?
Oh, yeah, and I have more to say about the opening song in a
Okay,
little bit,
cool.
too. But then he said, the ads make much of the fact that I Know What You Did Last Summer is from the creators of Scream. That means both scripts are by Kevin Williamson. My bet is that he hauled this one out of the bottom drawer after Scream passed the 100 million mark. Ouch. So I couldn't find anything saying that it was pitched before Scream.
I did. I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just saw that after the success of Scream, they were like, give us some more of that shit.
That's exactly what I read was it was talked about way before Scream came out. They were like it was in the works, and then Scream came out and was a crazy success, and they're like, we need to fucking get this on the shelf right now.
Like more of your scripts.
Yeah.
So and he said he wanted it to be a more of a straightforward slasher film, whereas Scream is like very tongue-in-cheek.
I was going to say, yeah, they are a lot different in that way. I mean, the only thing they really have in common is the slasher aspect, really.
But that's all I have for corporate bullshit.
Hey, thank you,
Bam.
my wife. Mm-hmm. That was beautiful. And fun-filled, might I say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But just diving right into that opening scene, back to it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I have some facts about it that I think you in particular are going to love.
Yeah, please tell me, because as soon as I saw the lyrics, I was like, this is fucking, like, I literally wrote lyrics down because I was like, this is fucking beautiful, and I didn't get to look up the song yet, but...
Oh my god, you're going to love it even more. It's called Summer Breeze by the band Typo Negative. Okay. And they only landed on that name after, like, multiple failed attempts and trademark infringement lawsuits. They had, like, a bunch of other names.
Yeah.
And then someone heard the radio calling for type O blood, like type O negative blood donations, which is my blood. It's the universal donor, so they really want it. And he was like, let's just call ourselves type O negative. And so they did.
Oh, that's cute.
But the singer, Peter Steele, is 6'8" tall. Which I was like, Shea's gonna freak.
Listen, all I gotta say about that is I really don't have, like, a height requirement, okay? However, for some reason, tall dudes are always into me. I don't know what it is about, like, the height difference. It's me being fat and them usually being tall in length. I don't know. But good times, honestly.
And honestly, it gets better.
Oh, shit.
Because he posed for the cover of Playgirl. And I'm pretty sure there's more pics out there.
Wait, what's his name again?
Peter Steele.
And I don't even need to ask him how tall he is, because I already...
6'8".
6'8".
So tall.
Holy shit.
Very tall.
Did I ever tell you I almost went on a date with a 7'3" dude?
You did. And then what happened?
He was acting a fool,
Okay.
as per usual. He was like a semi-pro basketball player, so he was making like a lot of weird demands for us to meet, and I was like, you're being fucking weird, and so I just like blocked him.
Okay.
But it almost happened.
Wow. I would have done it anyway just so I could be like, what's it like to be in the presence of
I
a
wanted to so bad,
7'3"?
but he was just being way too fucking weird, and I was like, no.
You done now.
But almost. 6'8". I need to look him up. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I was like, she's gonna love this.
Give me a call, and I'll follow that ass in the mall.
Yeah, the opening scene, just so beautiful. It was good. Like, everything's blue and dark and sexy, and the song is fantastic.
Yeah. Just, like, all of the shots of the ocean. Like, every angle. kind of panning up to the mountains, and then you do the close-up of the guy sitting on the cliff. Like, it was crazy
It's
cool.
beautiful. And so when I read the Eva review, I was like, man, I gotta agree with Roger.
I
That was
agree
the
with him
best
on that.
scene.
It was the coolest shot, for sure. I was like, this is fucking beautiful. And the song, nutso.
Also kind of reminded me of the Donnie Darko intro where they're going amongst the winding roads in the mountain.
And the blue.
Such a
There's a
good
lot
start.
of blue in both of those movies.
Such a good start.
God, it was. I did like it. It's definitely not like one of my top faves by any means.
Yeah, I don't. And maybe it's because I had such a contentious relationship with it when I was a kid, but I was just like, it was more boring than I remembered. I think I thought it was going to be more like scary.
Yeah, it really didn't scare me too much. I guess like it was more dramatic because I was trying to think of myself like, what would I do?
Yes.
In that situation. Like, I understand where they're coming from entirely.
True, and I do think it's definitely more of like a psychological drama than Scream. Because Scream is like a pure whodunit.
Absolutely.
Who is doing this?
Yeah.
Whereas this is more like, you know who did the first murder. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the movie's like that unraveling.
Right.
Which is an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, and it is a whodunit in some way, but it's also like they don't even know what they're looking for.
Yeah, whereas like Scream, there's like a lot of false leads, and I feel like they kind of try to do that, but at the very end, well, and it's also just like everyone's constantly like, you did it, and they're like, no, I didn't. But there's no like actual clues.
No. They were trying, like, towards the very end, there were some that were built up, but it's like, they were kind of, it seemed like they were like grasping for straws where like they really weren't.
And it just came so late.
Yeah. Yeah. So it really didn't freak me out too much, but there was a lot about this movie that I was like, this is very interesting. So yeah, like just the very beginning, starting off with like that happening, them thinking that they killed someone, then being like, what the fuck do we do? Was really cool to sit there and be like, oh my God, what the fuck would I fucking do in that situation?
And you know, not to get into my work too much, but I do think like group killings are really strange because when people are in a group, they do things they would not do individually.
Right.
And it's kind of wild to see how susceptible we are to peer pressure and like how one person's idea can just like influence a whole group of people.
Yeah.
And they'll just like go along with it.
Especially if that person's aggressive like Felipe.
And I think that happens more often than people realize. And I think people think they'd be like Jennifer Love Hewitt more, but even she caves.
Yeah, she and Freddie Prinze Jr., who are both like, I don't know if I can fucking do this.
Right, but then they do.
But then they fucking do.
And that shit happens all the time, which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, if any one of them individually, I think they would have called the cops. Mm-hmm. And just been like, fuck.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not Felipe. Not
Maybe.
Ryan Felipe. True.
And you know what this reminded me hella of? And I wanted to ask you about this.
What?
Are you into the Murdo? Them Southern boys who were a prosecutor family and now a bunch of people are dead. I think it's Murdoch.
I don't know about them.
They're a bunch of gingers.
Mm.
Okay, so just to sum this up very quickly.
Yeah,
and
I don't know about this.
There was this really prominent lawyer family in the South. I forget which state, but it was one of those things where like the grandpa was the prosecutor and the judge, and then the father was the prosecutor, and then the sons are all going to law school, and like all that shit. It's a very like deep, entrenched, rich, powerful family. Mm-hmm.
As usual.
One day, this guy's wife and son are found shot in the head on his property. And everyone's like, what the fuck? And he's like, they must have been targeted. But then things start to unravel very quickly, and they really unravel when the dad is found also shot in the head. Hold on one moment. Sorry about that. But anyway, so the dad is also found shot, so people are like, oh my gosh, someone's like trying to kill this whole family. But then another guy comes forward and is like, he paid me to shoot him so that like the insurance money could go to his other son or something. And he admits it. He goes, yeah, I hired this guy to kill me, but it didn't work. Like, he missed or something, or, like, chickened out. So then more stuff starts unraveling, and then people uncover that his other son, the son who had gotten killed, had been implicated in another murder of drunk driving a boat that crashed and somebody died.
Oh, my God.
Very similar to this, actually.
Very.
Yeah.
Like, lots of, like, family.
And the rich kid probably being the most culpable, but then being like, it's not my fault. And, like, it's just a lot of parallels. I will say this is all allegedly.
And when did that happen?
I don't know when all the various murders happened, but the dad just got sentenced very recently.
Oh, shit.
Like, in the past 6 months.
So they, like, just found out about all this shit?
Well, he just went to trial.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when everything happened. But there's a bunch. I've only read, like, online articles. But there's a ton of documentaries. I think there's a Netflix one, a Hulu one. Like, people are so interested in this. And then, not to draw more parallels, but then another son in the family was implicated in running over a queer kid who was allegedly in the middle of the road at night. And, like, they left his body there. That's also, like, an unsolved mystery, though. Some people say that I don't know how they say he died, but it's all very suspicious.
It's all sus as fuck.
And again, this is all alleged. Only the dad has been found guilty. But these are all the theories people have. But it's like all centered on this family of rich people.
That seems very suspect, not to be that guy, but like...
One last thing, their maid also died under suspicious circumstances.
Their what? Their maid?
Their maid, yeah.
Oh, not the maid with the candlestick and the parlor looking ass.
And actually would make an incredible horror movie, and I have no doubt people are writing them right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Google the Murdoch murders. It's kind of crazy.
I'm surprised I've never heard of these.
Yeah, and a ton of parallels to this movie.
Very much so. Maybe it's like... rich people and Milldales. That's how Clue got started, you know what I'm saying?
Alcohol-fueled murders.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Damn,
Wild.
I need to look a little bit in it. But you know what? I've been trying to stray a little bit away from these sort of stories. Just because everything is so horrifying right now in general that, like, yeah, I've been straying away. Usually that's a big interest of mine, but...
Well, and it's like, it's so convoluted that I'm probably explaining it wrong, but it's like, yeah, it's multi-generational, multi-victim stuff. It's wild.
That is wild. And you're so right to link it to this because it is rich kids running people over, trying to cover shit up, like paying people to do blah, blah, blah. That's very linked to
and
this.
a lot of witnesses say that dad would show up with his, like, prosecutor badge and be like, no one's my son do anything right. You know, like that kind of stuff.
Little bitch.
Which also happens a lot more than people think.
People have no fucking idea. Also, to go back a little bit right before, like, they run a fucking dude over, they really nailed the feeling of, like, right after you graduate high school, like, the summer right after you graduate high school, how, like, you know that you're not fully free yet. You're not fully in the quote-unquote real world, but you're, like, almost there. So you have this, like, sense of freedom, but also you feel, like, very safe because it's still, like, I'm not yet in college. I haven't started, da-da-da. Like, it's almost the limbo between childhood and adulthood.
Yeah, and it's weird because I feel like you're the most confident you've ever been in the space you're leaving.
Right.
But you know you're going to be entering a whole different one. So I think people kind of, like, cling to the comfort of the last stage. Because it's like, you just figured it out.
Yeah.
And now you're comfy cozy.
Yeah.
And you know it's going to be changing.
Absolutely. And I think they really nailed it by all the conversations that they were, like, having before the beach and, like, while they were on the beach separately with each other and just like, I can't wait until blah, blah, blah. Like, please don't leave because I want to, like, stay here forever. Hee, hee, hee. And I'm just like, they nailed it. That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, and it is a lot deeper than Scream. I don't think Scream really gets into, like, deep themes other than, like, do horror movies make kids want to kill, I guess. But I feel like that's pretty much been debunked.
Yeah, I guess it's like a little bit about grief. Scream is, right? But this movie is all about guilt.
Guilt and, like, hopes and, like, what are you willing to do to chase your dreams?
Yeah.
You know, how much are you willing to sacrifice for the truth? And at the beginning, they're all like, nothing.
Yeah, they're like 0%.
We're not. Sorry, we got stuff to do.
No. And I, like, it's funny because... what's her name? What's her name? Julie? Yeah. Julie. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Whatever. She's just like, just call the police. They'll understand. And I'm like, will they understand?
It is tough. And I think, like, sometimes in the attempt to cover up stuff, people end up doing way worse stuff. But it's also like, fear and distrust of not being believed.
Yeah. I mean, even at the point where they're like, because sometimes you go, like, too far to go back. So, like, in the sense where they were like, well, he's fucking dead, so we should just, like, dump the body. And it's like, it never happened. It was an accident. And then he proves himself to still be alive, and they still do it anyway.
Like, bye-bye. Yeah.
So that was, like, them being so intentional. Like, we don't fucking care. At this point, all we care about is covering it up.
Right. Like, we've made up our mind. I did think it would be more interesting if they did have the drunk guy actually driving.
Yeah.
Because it was like, they really didn't do anything wrong. And I thought the movie could be a little bit more complicated if they were doing something wrong.
Right.
Like, I get why they're scared, but it's like, bro, they could test your blood alcohol and see you're not drunk. Like, they're... In all reality, I think if they would have called the police, it would have just been like a tragic accident. The way it played out. Now, if they would have had drunk guy driving, I think that would have been more interesting to be like, oh no, like he would actually be fucked.
And they do discuss that at the beginning where they're like, they're never going to believe that a drunk guy wasn't driving because there's alcohol all over the fucking car. Mm-hmm. So they're going to, like, I understand that angle where they're like, they're never going to believe that the sober guy was driving if A, we hit somebody, B, there's alcohol in the car. Like, I can understand why they would think that. But I know what you mean. Like, it would make it way more complicated if he actually did drive, because then...
Yeah, and then if he was worried about them telling on him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I do feel like with, like, 3 witnesses being like, no, that guy was driving.
Yeah.
They could, like, check for a finger. Like, there's a lot they could do.
Yeah. Or they could be like, hey, you should be in trouble because you're actually, like, a giant fucking dick this entire movie. Mm-hmm. So fuck you.
But, yeah, they clearly don't understand how forensics work either, because Ryan Felipe, which is, like, the drunk, rich asshole guy... At one point he goes, if we dump the body, all the other evidence will just wash away in a couple days. And I'm like, bro, no.
And also, you obviously don't know how dead bodies in the water work.
No.
Because they float.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He's like, oh, the undercurrent will take it, or I'll be eaten by crabs in a matter of days. I'm like, no, bruh.
Nope. The bacteria grows in your fucking stomach. It gives you gas, and you float up to the top. Oh, and that's how it fucking works, baby.
But yeah, like you said, like, and then he's not dead, and then they just push him back into the water, and then Ryan Felipe fully sees this man open his eyes underwater, and still is like, he's probably dead, and it's like, okay.
Which, by the way, I hated that part.
That's gross. But I'm like, you saw him open his eyes.
Open his eyes.
Why are you so convinced he's dead?
Yeah. I think he's just, like, and these are the lies that people tell themselves when they're fully, like, when they're scared out of their fucking minds and they know that they're doing something completely fucked. They're just trying to reassure themselves, like, no, he's dead for sure. And it's like,
But I was dying, y'all, because, and I forgot this, the reason that Ryan Felipe dives back into the water to chase the corpse is because Sarah Michelle Gellar goes, my crown. Because the dead guy is holding her crown.
Bruh.
And then Ryan Felipe is like, I'll go get it. I'm like, why? Oh my god. I guess maybe he thinks it'd be evidence, but I would be shocked if he had that understanding of evidence, because all of his other understandings of the evidence were dumb.
Yeah, all the other, it'll just float away. It's like, that's not how it fucking works, bro. But also...
Yeah, he snatched that crown back, and then, the guy opens his eyes fully, alive.
That was horrifying, because as you guys know, I hate seeing, like, underwater, like, structures.
Anything.
It's so fucking gross. Mm-hmm. And he just looked like a statue, and I was like, yeah. Fucking disgusting.
Yeah, there was a few good jump scares.
Yeah, they had really good jumps up until the very end. Mm-hmm. And I like a jump at the very end. A lot of the greatest horror movies do that. Mm-hmm. So, I really like that. I wrote... Oh, they hit somebody, fucking yikes. This is why Stacy has been raving about self-driving cars for decades now.
I'm just saying, people, if we can do it, and I don't think Daddy Musk is going to deliver it to him. If someone else can do it and actually do it instead of just saying they're going to do it, I just think there's no way it's more dangerous than our current system of just trust everybody to keep a 10-ton death machine in, like, the right lane and brake appropriately and use your blink. Like, it's not going to happen.
And we also all know... That doesn't happen. I never have a day of driving where everyone is doing exactly what they should be doing. Every day, I'm almost getting into, like, 3 accidents because people are acting a fucking fool.
Yeah, it's actually wild we're all still here.
Yeah, no, really.
Like, we're driving around deathmobiles.
Truly. Like, we've all, usually, knock, knock on wood, but, like, we've all been in accidents here and there that, like, could have been really bad, and yet all of us are, like, it just...
But people think that they're, like, great drivers and that, like, they're going to save themselves or something.
Yeah, they think that they're invincible. Mm-hmm. But as someone that used to work on the phones for 911, folks, that's, like, the main fucking call we got is that, like, oh, and they're not moving. And it's like, yeah, people die every day, so many times a day, because of fucking car accidents.
Yeah, and I just think, like, will self-driving cars be perfect? Absolutely not.
No.
I just can't imagine it would be at this rate.
It wouldn't be even close to being as bad, I don't think.
So someone can figure that out. Because I crack up because, like, every 6 months, Elon Musk is out here on X being like, tomorrow you're going to be able to just turn my car on and not drive. And then it just, like, never happens.
I love that we say X and then in parentheses it's, like, derogatory.
Yeah, X.
X. No, but yeah, it would be wasted. And Stacy's been on this train for a long fucking time.
Please bring it to me.
Like,
somebody
so long.
get on this shit.
Like, truly, I think even when we were, like, in our early 20s, you were like...
It's like, let's do it.
Let's fucking do this.
This is madness.
It truly.
Like, I often have the thought while I'm driving, I'm like, I'm just social control and my own will to, like, follow the rules is, like, keeping this all together. Like, I don't have to be on this side of the road. I don't have to, like, I really could do whatever, and this is crazy dangerous.
I was just going to say, at any moment, we could just decide, fuck it, and
what
do,
are
like,
lanes?
whatever.
What are speed limits?
And that's so crazy. Like, we could run anyone over.
No
like,
one will stop you.
No.
Until it's too late.
I know.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's insane. And a little, I don't know if I've talked about this. I probably have. A little fun fact. So when cars first came out, like, a bunch of people were getting run over by them. Not surprising.
No.
And a lot of people were getting mad at car manufacturers, like, make them go slower, like, make them do something, like, have them make noise or whatever. And the car industry started this thing where they're like, it's actually the people on the road's fault. And this is when jaywalking laws became a thing. And it became a crime to be in the road when you're not supposed to.
Like jaywalking?
Yeah. Because the reasoning was, well, if you're there, you deserve to be hit and killed.
Redonkulous.
And that was the car industry being like, it's not our fault. It's your fault.
It's always money. Money. This is why the Grinch went on a fucking rant about money in the movie. This is exactly why.
Yeah, because before that, it would have been like, what do you mean I'm not, it's a crime to be in the street. But now it is.
Right. It was never a crime before. Now all of a sudden, you guys are acting brand new now that there are cars and, like, I'm in the wrong for walking the street. Like,
yeah, it's your fault. It's your fault, not the car driver.
Bro, I had to, this is when I lived in California. I was 19. I had to run away from a cop because I was crossing the street. And he was chasing me.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Arrest you?
I guess. I don't know.
You're like, I didn't stick around to
probably to, like, talk to me or something.
Know. But your fight or flight kicked in and you ran away.
Yeah.
Now some people would be like, then you deserve to be shot in the back or whatever.
But... Oh, I know. I'm lucky as fuck. I'm very privileged that I didn't get shot. But, like... That's insane. I was in 19 trying to go to work. Or no, I was leaving work. Like, come the fuck on. It's ridiculous. Anyways, cars, dangerous.
Cars,
guys.
they're
be fucking
crazy.
careful.
That's
okay?
what this movie's really about.
Yeah, safety. Also, yeah, Julie looking real depressed. Poor girl. That's exactly what it would be like. You wouldn't be able to talk to anyone.
Oh,
like,
it'd be horrible.
Dude, like, you would, if something like that happened, you would feel so fucking alone, especially because she, like, went off to school, right? So she didn't have any of her homies there. I'm sure she felt a lot of resentment towards them because she never wanted to do that in the first place, and...
Yeah, the ladies were in the right, and they let these men talk them into doing the wrong.
It's so sad. And yeah, that would feel really lonely. And, she was always like a straight A student, wanting to be a lawyer. Fucking wasn't doing well in school. Also, I think it was her roommate. She was so cute, but also she was being harsh as fuck.
Yeah, she said in, like, I don't know, 57 different ways that this girl was pale.
And ugly.
Which
is multiple people said that to her throughout the beginning of the movie.
Fucking uggo.
I'm like, first of all, there's no way in any universe that she's ugly. Regardless.
It's literally just like she had greasy hair.
Yeah, she had greasy hair and, like, yeah, she looked a little sullen between the eyes or whatever, but, like, also, it's her first year of college. That shit sucks. Yeah. And it's really hard. Anyways.
And she had crushing guilt from murdering someone.
Yeah, which is, like, so relatable, you guys, right? No. And then she gets the letter when she goes back home. Dun, dun, dun.
It says, I know what you did last summer.
And she's just like, what? And then her mom's like, are you on drugs?
Yeah. Which I was like, wow.
I'm like, no, she's fucking depressed, bitch. Clearly.
And her mom goes, I thought if I surprised you, you'd be honest. It's like, what?
I'm like, y'all are... all the way fucked up.
So dumb.
From every angle. And then, she runs into, what's her name, Helen? Sarah Michelle Gellar, right?
SMG.
Yeah, she runs into her, and then they go talk to Ryan Felipe, and he says, "You look like shit run over twice." To them.
Which is like giving earlier events in the movie.
I'm like, bruh?
Where he ran over someone and then pushed them into water to kill them.
Yeah, I'm like, can you not fucking... First of all, in every regard, that's insane that you're saying that. But also, just, he's such a dick. The whole fucking movie.
He nails it. And when you just said SMG, it reminded me, I think this is where her and Freddie Prinze first met, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I think it would have been their earliest movie together. They're also
so.
famously in Scooby-Doo, but that didn't come till later.
Dude, and they were fucking great in that.
They
I
really
love
are.
that
It's one of my faves.
We need to do that one. It's so fucking
Next
good.
Halloween.
Next Halloween. Yeah, I have some other movie ideas for next Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
So, stay tuned. Hee hee. Do you want to talk about the first murder?
Let's talk about it, because it was kind of surprising. So, back at the beginning of the movie, when they run over the guy, one of their classmates just so happens to be driving by himself.
Like on the mountain?
Yeah, it's very weird, and it's not really ever explained, like, why he's there.
No.
But he had an earlier exchange where he was hitting on, was it SMG, or was it Jennifer Love Hewitt?
I feel like it was Julie.
Okay, it's Julie, Jennifer Love.
Yeah.
He's hitting on her, and then they're like, back off, nerd, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he comes around, and Jennifer Love Hewitt comes up to him, and she's like trying to cover up the fact that they've just run over somebody. And he buys it, and he drives away. And then fast forward when they all come back a year later after they get the note, Ryan Felipe becomes convinced that he is the one who sent the note because he was the only other one there that night. Mm-hmm. And instead of, like, asking a single question...
Yeah, like, did you happen to write a letter?
Mr. Hofstadter Big Bang guy.
Yeah.
He just shows up to his place of work, and he's like, how dare you! I'll fucking kill you! Blah, 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 blah. Like, talking all kinds of reckless and, like, beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, pushes him into this, like, giant ice cube and takes a hook and, like, threatens him.
Yeah. Again, 0 questions.
No.
And the Hofstadter guy, I'm just going to call him Hofstadter.
Yeah,
he's
Hofstadter.
like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and I hate you.
Yeah, he's just like, he's obviously very aggressive, but it is funny, I will say, the whole movie, how he's, like, very, like, smoldering, and it's so weird to see him like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is post Cruel Intentions, right?
But no, I meant Hofstadter.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
being like,
I was like, are you a nerd or are you a sexy guy? I can't quite tell what's going on.
I think he's supposed to be, like, normal guy with, like, wannabe sex appeal. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's not attractive, but it's just funny to see him, because I first saw him in Roseanne.
Oh, yeah, as the son, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it went from, like, Roseanne, or not the son. It was the, was it the son?
Or was it, like, the son's friend or something?
Or the daughter's something. Was it the son?
I know. I first saw him in Christmas Vacation. And those
Christmas
movies.
Vacation. Dude, he's a legend now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, he was probably in, like, 10 in those movies.
You're right. He was in that, then he was in Roseanne. He might have been the son. Anyway, I think, yeah. Yes.
He was a wee one of some kind.
I was only confused because he and the daughter, the curly-haired daughter who's, like, sarcastic and, like, funny, they play love interests in Big Bang Theory.
Oh, weird.
So that's why I'm like, wait, were they? I don't know.
They probably did as a little joke.
I don't even remember. But, like, yeah, basically, Roseanne. So he went from, like, a nerdy, kind of, like, relatable, like, little nerdy kid to, like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, bruh.
And then back to nerd in Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
What a journey. The
I know.
circle of life.
It's the circle of life. But anyways.
Yeah, so he gets beaten and threatened for reasons that are unclear to him.
Yeah,
and if
or us.
Things couldn't get worse. He is the first to die.
And not just die. He gets fucking Wolverine uppercutted, shanked. Like.
And why or how, I still can't figure out.
The angle?
Mean, no, I'm just saying, like, why he died.
Yeah.
Because, spoiler alert, you find out that, they didn't actually kill the guy who woke up underwater, and he is now seeking revenge for them trying to kill him.
Yeah.
After he had just killed somebody for killing his daughter. It's all very complicated.
That's the other thing I was going to say as well, and I'm glad you're bringing that up, because I think it's way too complicated.
It's way too complicated, and they don't even attempt to try to address all this until, like, the last 15 minutes, and you're like, wait.
And you're, like, trying to put the pieces together really quick.
Yeah.
Like, wait. Because I was like, wait, whose dad is he?
Right. They do, like, a weird red herring.
Yeah.
which also is unnecessary.
Totally.
Where they've got the wrong dead guy the whole time.
Yeah.
So they're, like, investigating the wrong dead guy. Jennifer Love Hewitt gets a clue that maybe Billy Blue is involved and just, like, accepts that at face value and is like, we gotta find Billy Blue, even though it's, like, the weakest clue I've ever heard in my life. So they're, like, barking up the entirely wrong tree. Until, like, the killer basically reveals himself. Yeah. And then they're like, ah. Yeah. And then they put it all together.
Yeah. And who ends up being Billy Blue? Is it the dad?
It's Freddie Prinze Jr., and this is why it's a garbage clue. Okay.
But so, did he go to Anne Heche's house and, like, they, like, fucked?
Yeah, or something. They had a little thing, she says.
But why?
Because he felt bad. So, that's why this is so complicated. So, Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt independently come to the wrong conclusion about who died. They both think it's this kid.
Right.
Because they saw it in the newspaper.
Yeah.
So, they think that is happening. And they're investigating that death. But they both don't realize that that's not the guy they killed.
Right. I think I'm still confused about this, actually.
Because then they learn that the guy they killed the guy they thought they killed. Does that make sense? Isn't that nuts?
Sure it does.
Isn't that nuts?
But the way my mind
the guy they actually killed the kid they thought they killed.
Okay, and I wrote down the name, so hold on. Maybe me reading the name will, like, put it back. Okay, so... What was his name? Oh, no. I wrote it down here. Where is it? David Egan.
Yeah, so David Egan.
Is Anne Heche's brother.
Right.
Okay.
Freddie Prinze Jr., Jennifer Love Hewitt both erroneously think separately that that's the person they killed.
Because they found him in the water, and they're like, that must be him.
Because the police reported that like that kid was found, his body found, as a result of an accidental drowning. So
they both were like, that must have been him.
Yes.
Right.
But then what I believe we learn later is that the actual guy they killed, this is so complicated.
That's why I'm like, okay.
Was the father of the girl that Billy Egan killed in the car crash because he was drunk driving. So Billy Egan is drunk driving. His girlfriend dies in the car crash. He doesn't. Yes, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Then 1 year later, Billy Egan is suicidal because he feels guilty.
Yeah.
And that girl's father comes to kill him.
But is that still Anne Heche's brother?
Yes.
Okay.
Billy Egan is her brother.
Okay. Are David Egan or Billy Egan?
One of the Egans. Sorry, David Egan.
Okay, that's why I was like, wait, Billy
David
who?
Egan.
Okay, yeah.
So sister doesn't know about this dead girl's dad being in the mix at all.
Right.
She just thinks her brother's really feeling really guilty over this death. He killed himself. He was found in the water.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
But unbeknownst to everybody, he was actually targeted by dead girl's dad, who then the kids run over with their car.
Okay, so chronologically, David Egan and his girlfriend were like driving along.
I think drunk driving, yeah, exactly.
Driving along. He kills her by accident because he was drunk driving.
Right. She dies. He doesn't.
Okay, so then he feels guilty about it for a whole fucking year.
Yes.
And then on July 4th, her dad kills him because he's like, fuck you, vengeance, kill, typical dad shit. But
I would say typical.
Not like typical, but, like vengeance. Like, I feel like
classic story. We see it every day.
But not like that. I just mean like, because dads are always like, I would kill for you if like something, and it's just like, okay, you're being.
This guy really was about that life.
Okay, but then
it's not clear like how he knew he was gonna be there.
Right, like why were you still
fuzzy on?
Why were you in the middle of the road? Like,
I think he was like leaving from dumping the body or something.
So the guy that we saw at the beginning was David Egan, right? The guy sitting on the cliff.
Yes, that was David Egan.
That's why we all think it's him.
But the guy crossing the road was murderous dad.
Right. Okay.
Who had already did the deed.
Is his name Billy?
No.
Okay.
His name is also not Billy.
So Billy is just the name of the boat.
Well, we'll get to Billy. Okay. So murder is dad. So the body's actually never found, but they don't realize that. They don't realize that there's two people who went into the ocean.
Right.
David Egan, murderous dad.
dad.
David Egan's body is found because he was actually dead.
Yeah.
Murderous dad's body was actually never found because he's alive.
Yeah.
As Ryan Felipe saw.
Right. He fucking woke up, you idiot.
He literally opened his eyes and looked right at you. Anyway.
Yeah, they didn't, not to be crass, but they didn't even, weigh him down or anything. So why would they think that he would be
Like, he just lunged at your girl.
Yeah.
Like, he's fully in control of his faculties.
Yeah, he's like... He was, like, chilling enough to hold a fucking tiara underwater and then open his eyes. Like, you're out of your fucking mind.
That's the gist. Hold this tiara. All right, he's still alive.
And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, what? Okay, now I'm back.
So
I just wanted to make sure. I'm like, I thought...
And so, the three friends leave and go their separate ways. Freddie Prinze Jr. stays in the town.
Right.
He is racked by guilt.
Yeah.
He mistakenly assumes that they killed David Egan, tracks down the sister,
Yeah.
lies and says I was a friend of his, and then they have like a little thing.
Damn.
And he tells her that his name is Billy Blue, which is the name of the ship.
Right, which was the name of the ship. Right.
So again, circling back to Jennifer Love Hewitt, just falling for like every clue. She just gets this information from the sister that a guy named Billy Blue said he was a friend, and he came to pay his respects. They wildly conclude that this friend must be the killer.
Right.
Why? I don't know.
Me
because
neither.
he's a friend?
Me neither.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like,
It's like, you don't know his friends.
Exactly.
You don't know anything about him, bro.
And why would they suspect you? It just doesn't make any sense. But that's the lead they're chasing down the whole movie is
Right.
Billy Blue must be the killer.
Yeah.
Why? We don't know.
We don't know.
But all this going back to why does Hofstadter die first? And I think the only thing that makes sense, which doesn't make sense, the only thing I could think of is that while he was laying on the side of the road, murderous dad somehow realized that Hofstadter drove by
Yeah.
and then drove away.
Yeah. It's probably like, well, you were there. You know? Like, on some weird shit.
But if he heard that, then he would have heard them all lying to him and would have no reason to think that, like,
Right.
he had anything to do with it.
Maybe it wasn't a logical reason. Maybe it was just to, like, scare them and be like, see, I could do this to you so easily type shit.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Maybe he's not, like, very logical.
Yeah, but so he takes him out. And really, in all honesty, all it is to show that, like, he's not the killer. You know, he was their main suspect, but he's dead, so he must not be the killer.
Mm-hmm.
That's really why they did it. But from the mind of the killer, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, not at all. But he dies in a crazy way. Like,
Yeah,
that
he
was
gets a
wild
hook
to
in
see.
the throat.
Like, through the bottom of the fucking jaw. Like, craziness.
Gross. And that's what I remember. That's the only scene I remember from this movie in my childhood. Was him leaning over and then hooked to the throat. And I was like, yeah.
Big fucking yikes.
And then I'm pretty sure I just, like, straight up didn't really watch the rest of it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And that's, like, the most brutal one.
It really
Because you don't really see the other ones.
You don't really see it coming either. You're just like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of you don't.
No, there's not that much blood in this movie, actually.
No. It's really just that. I mean, you do see a lot of, like, the aftermath, but there really isn't a lot of...
True. You do see a severed hand at the very end.
You see a severed head. You see, like...
Hand.
Right? Yeah, did I say head? I'm
yeah,
so
not
sorry.
even a head.
No, it was a hand, but I was saying heads because you see a lot of, like, the aftermath of people dying in, like, ice.
There's a lot of, like, flashes of corpses, but even then, they're not very long.
No, and they're not, like, bloody.
Yeah, there's gross.
Like, the first guy, the crazy dad, you know, who we end up finding out later is the whatever. But, like, at the beginning scene when they run him over, his face is completely bloody. Or at least it looks like it.
And I like that because then it's like, okay, they don't know who it is.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to explain, like, their little mix-up.
No, it makes a lot of sense. And then... after the initial kill, it really is just like, wait, like, blah, 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 wait, it's your fault, and da-da-da-da, and they're just, like, running around.
Everyone jumping to wild conclusions based on nothing.
Yeah, I'll say, like, there's a lot of jump scares that are really good. Anne Heche gives one of the best.
Oh my gosh, when she slaps the cigarettes on the car window, I, like, yelped.
Yeah, I didn't jump there, but it did spook me. I was like, whoa. And then, there were just a few... just the imagery of, like, a fisherman is pretty, like, haunting to me. You know, that's very, like, back home. I feel like I see people in that garb a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, like, back in Cape Breton, which is, like, this little fishing town. Unfortunately, I couldn't take Stacy there when we went back home.
Wah, wah, wah.
But that's, like, everyone is a fisherman there. So, like, that's the type of shit you see all the time. It's just, like, next time I go, I'm going to be like,
right, like, dun, dun, dun.
like, so aware. Yeah.
And the hook, which I think is legitimately used on fish boats.
Yeah.
But very sharp, very dangerous.
For what? I don't really know.
It's like nets and shit, right?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, I guess. I don't really know. But I was just like, like the way he's holding it doesn't seem like ergonomically.
No.
That would fuck up your fucking hand.
Yeah.
Hurting
Okay, and I
somebody.
was like zoning out a little bit right before. How do they run into Murderer's dad on his boat?
Okay, so what happens is Jennifer Love Hewitt runs to Freddie Prinze Jr. because she doesn't know the other two have
I
died.
love we're calling him Freddie.
We have to say Prinze because, like, what the
fucking
you
Z.
guys? What? So she's like, where the fuck are they? Because she, like, ran to the theater where the pageant thing was being held and no one was there. And she's like, wait, what the fuck? Where is everybody?
Mm-hmm.
So she runs to where she knew Freddie Prinze Jr. would be, which is on this boat that he works on. And he pointed it out to her at the beginning of
But
the
why
movie.
does she think he's going to be there at night?
Because he's a fisherman. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, she's like, he's fucking always there.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's just, I'm going to try to find him. So she, like, ran to this boat, and she was like, hey, I can't find da-da-da-da. And then she, like, looks at the title of the boat, and it said Billy Blue, and she's like, oh, it's you. And he's
Which,
like, no.
again, it doesn't even, what? All this guy did was show up and say, I'm sorry your brother died.
Yeah.
And from that, she concludes he's a murderer.
He's the murderer. Yeah. So she's like, it's you. And he's like, wait, I can explain. Which is also like, wait, what do you mean? Because, like, how do you know what she's thinking, you know? But anyway.
Right, like, it doesn't, like, why would...
Right, so she's running away from him, and then he gets stopped by the murderer's dad.
Okay.
And he's just like, here, go hide in my boat. So he's, like, acting like he's going to protect her.
That's what it is.
And she's like, okay, because, like, yeah, trust a fucking random fisherman, stranger.
Right. So that's how she ends up on his boat, and then he starts, like, fully driving the boat away, right?
Yeah, because she goes in, and then on the wall she's seeing pictures of herself and her friends,
Yoink.
news articles, like, all this different type of shit. And she's like, wait a fucking second. And then by the time she, like, turns around, he's right there. And
Right.
he had already started taking off. Which this part pissed me off. Just jump into the water. What?
Nope. She had to run around that boat 10 to 20 times, screaming.
Yeah, I'm
the
like,
whole time.
go into the water. He wouldn't be able to do shit to you, bro.
Yeah, you're not very far. I guess maybe she thinks he would, like, run her over, maybe.
Mabes, yeah. But, like...
But Freddie Prinze somehow manages to also get on the boat, and...
He gets a little dinghy.
Yeah.
Drives up to... Quit playing with your dinghy. What movie is that from? Drives up to the big boat. And then he just jumps off as the motor is running.
Again, instead of being like, you come here, girl.
Yeah.
You jump to me.
Yeah.
I'm not getting on this murder boat.
Yeah, so as I'm, like, writing notes, I keep, like, looking up and writing notes, and...
That's the thing. It's like, sometimes I'm like, wait, I missed it.
It moved really, really fast.
It's like slow forever and then very fast. Slow,
Yes.
very fast. You get a
Yeah.
clue, you blink, you'd miss it, but then somehow it becomes the all-consuming clue, and you're like, what?
I had to rewind maybe, like, 4 times, and it was all because I was writing one note in my phone the minute that something happened, and then I think it was just, like, there would be really long periods of slowness, and then as soon as one thing happened, it was like 12 things happened all at
You're
once.
like, whoa.
So, but yeah, I was, and all of a sudden I, like, look up and she's, like, in this, like, pile of ice, and I'm like, what is that? And then I'm like, oh, it's fucking ice. And then she sees 2 of her friends, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. And how did, oh, yeah, they basically chopped his hand off.
Yeah, then he plays himself by, like, snatching himself up on a rigging and chopping his hand off. And then he falls directly into the water.
Yeah, and then Freddie Prinze Jr. fucking, like, goes from the top of a rope and, like, swings all the way down. I'm like, what is this, Pirates of the Caribbean?
Mm-hmm.
I
And
really
then,
say
of course, they again just assume if you're
He's gone,
handless, you're dead.
Yeah.
Even though they have already once knocked this man into the water and he came back.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's full pirate shit.
Like, they don't even show him getting, like, stabbed or choked or...
Nope.
He just goes into the water, fully conscious.
Yep.
Sans hand.
Peace out.
And guess what? Guess who comes back in the final scene? Murderous dad. He's back. You didn't kill him.
You didn't. It's always, you know what? It's always a murderous, like, parent or...
I think that might be the Kevin Williamson thing. I think all of his scripts maybe revolve around family revenge plots.
Well, I was going to say it happens a lot, like in Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm. True.
Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Also a family thing.
True.
It's all, like, it's very familial, you know? That's why...
And again, stranger danger is real. Be cautious of strangers. But
Very
statistically,
true.
it's probably someone you know.
Very fucking true. But...
Just trust no one is what I'm saying.
Honestly, except for your wife. Okay?
Not even your family.
Not even your family.
Or maybe, if people talk big talk, like Shea was saying, like, I would kill anybody. Just don't.
Yeah, no, I've told him
multiple. Don't.
My dad will say stuff like, if anyone hurts you, I'll blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like,
chill.
But then your life would be ruined, and so would everyone who I love. Like, it would all be ruined for them, too, if anything happened to you,
Yeah, and it wouldn't make you feel better.
Vicious cycle, eye for an eye. Makes
yes,
the whole
we
world
gotta
blind.
end the cycles of violence.
Exactly. Come on, family. You know better than that. I'm trying to think if I
Quit it with the revenge biz.
Oh, there was a Diet Coke sighting.
I literally wrote that. Did I write? I think I wrote Diet Coke sighting.
That's what I wrote. If you wrote that
I
too.
said shout out to DC.
Oh, I wrote Diet Coke sighting.
I said shout out to DC.
Nice.
Oh, I said Billy Blue sounds like a fake name, and they are 100% taking it very seriously.
Dude, they're taking it way too fucking seriously. And then I wrote, there was a part, I forgot to mention this. It's another iconic fucking song that they used perfectly in this fucking movie. And it was like, it was not even like a 30-second clip, but it's Where Did You Sleep Last Night?
Yes. So good. So amazing. Great soundtrack. Great soundtrack.
And if we've never brought this particular story up, I'm going to. Stacy and I had a Mob Wives themed birthday.
As we do.
Years ago. This was 2018. We pretty much always do a combined birthday because our birthdays are like exactly like a week and a half apart. And this one year we got so turnt that the next morning we were like incredibly hungover. And we were both
supreme. May I also say that Shea had just recently gotten into a car accident.
Days before, like bad car accident.
Like, so she's like at the point where she's like makeuping over her giant forehead bruise. I was like, are you sure we should be going out?
I'm like, I'm determined, God damn it. I was so, pissed because I was just like, this cannot be.
It's my birthday.
It had literally happened 2 days before that.
And then we got turned. Yeah. And then, violently hungover the next day.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? You're more hungover than me. I'm going to go downstairs and get us some sandwiches and some drinks. So I went down, we came back up, and we're like, what's on the telly? And it was the fucking MTV Unplugged Nirvana performance, 1994, I want to say.
Incredible.
One of the best. Like, it's still a memory that's so locked in my mind because, dude, like, that was so, like, nothing cured our hangover like that.
It was beautiful.
So
we were, like, bedridden, eating our nasty-ass Subway, being serenaded by Mr. Cobain.
It was beautiful. And so he did a cover of that song, and I believe, I read an interview where he said, like, that was the proudest he's ever been of any performance he's ever done.
Rightly so.
And I get it. Mm-hmm. It's sexy. You guys need to listen.
It's so bluesy and pain-filled and just good.
And then he's like, what does he say? That he, like, moans? He's just like, play for me.
He says, shiver for me.
Shiver for me. I'm like,
yeah, soul leaving body, BRB.
But anyway, it's a great song.
Ridiculously sexy.
Oh, my God. He was so hot, R.I.P. Anyway, perfect song usage. It wasn't their Nirvana version, but it was the OG version. It's so fucking good. So, anyway, they nailed it with that.
Yeah, I wrote, hilarious that Ryan Felipe thinks it's anyone he encounters and reacts on site.
Dude.
He's like, it's you.
And he hits them with, like, the utmost violence.
Yes, he's nuts.
I'm
he's like on rampage.
Can you fucking chill? Also, he is Reese Witherspoon's baby daddy.
Yeah, they were together for a while, right?
Yeah, for a while. I think they only maybe like a decade ago or something like that.
Not too long ago. Also, movie interests and, as I already mentioned before, but Cruel Intentions.
I do need to see that movie.
It's so good.
I have watched the makeout scene many, many times as a youngin', but beyond that, I've never seen the actual movie. It. Yeah, it's hot, but I haven't seen. Wait, yeah, because Sarah Michelle Gellar is in that,
She's
too.
She's also in that, too.
And so is Neve Campbell? Isn't it her?
No.
Or no?
It's a woman who looks a lot like her.
Yeah, I'm like, who is that? I feel... Yeah, who am I thinking of? Anyway.
Dark hair, dark-eyed beauty.
God, yes. But yeah, so... Anyway. It was pretty good. It's definitely not, like... I don't want to keep watching this movie. I'm going to be honest. Scream I can watch over and over and over again.
I think it's like the pacing is too off. It's too slow and then too fast.
Yeah, I don't hate it. The outfits are really iconic. The soundtrack is pretty fucking good.
Great premise.
I really like where it's at. Like, the location is really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of great elements. Like, the plot, like, the idea is great. The Fisherman Village is cool. Yeah. The themes. It is a deep-ass movie. I'll give it that.
Very.
Like, it explores some heavy-ass shit.
Totally. But definitely not in my top list. But I wonder, like, I mean, well, I heard the show kind of sucks too.
That's what people say.
I feel like a version of the show could be good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I could maybe like a show like that, but since everyone's saying it sucks, I'm not gonna try. But, you know, yeah, there were elements that I really enjoyed, but overall, I was just like, yeah, this isn't like gonna be a rewatch for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, it hadn't been for me since I was 8, you know, or 6.
Well,
so.
Makes sense. That's insane.
I finally know what it's about now.
Yeah,
And then just a hook
And
killer.
like, not impressed.
Like, I really don't remember much at all from it. It was just so funny. I knew they hit somebody with their car and somebody dies via hook.
Yeah, like the first fucking murder? That's pretty
Dying
memorable.
via hook, it's not good.
Fucking sucks. But anyway, we wanted to talk about it because multiple people have brought it up.
And it's a good Halloween movie.
Yeah, it's like an iconic 90s staple. We already talked about Scream last year. We knew we had to do another slasher.
And everyone knows the title. It's such a good title.
It's such a good title. It really speaks for itself. You know, you read that and you're just like, what did they do last summer?
Everyone was making jokes about the title in the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
it was a big deal.
Yeah. I was going to bring... Oh, and also I need to bring up, because I'm a Boy Meets World stan,
Oh, yeah.
need to bring up their iconic Halloween episode where it was absolutely, I mean, so based off of, obviously, Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer combination. They even got Jennifer Love Hewitt in the episode.
Amazing.
She's a true Scream queen. They're both great screamers, I will say that.
Yes.
Incredible screamers. And that would be fucking hard to do.
Yeah. And she, I mean, on the boat scene, she must have done it for hours.
Oh my god, yeah. That must have been like days of work. That fucking sucks. But yeah, gotta shout out Boy Meets World. You guys should watch that episode. It's actually really good and like very iconic and pretty like freaky. So, but anyway, yeah, overall not my fave, but like definitely I could see why it's iconic, and we were happy to do it for y'all because I know y'all wanted it. So yay.
Yeah.
But anyway,
You
love
got trivia for me?
much.
I'm like nervous.
Yeah.
Are you trying to sign off?
I always do this.
I'm like, well, girl,
why do
we got
do this?
trivia. We got quizzes.
I've been doing this
And you're
every
like, so
time
I
for
love
some
you
reason.
guys. Goodbye. I'm like, no.
I'm like, well, I love you guys. No, I just love you guys. First and foremost. Okay. What's written in the original letter to Julie?
I know what you did last summer.
Period.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm like, is this a trick question?
Yep. Okay. And who was driving the car when they ran that guy
Freddie Prinz.
over? Period. What did the fisherman write on Helen's mirror after she was sleeping?
Soon.
Ooh, dun-dun-dun,
Dun, dun,
dun-dun-dun.
dun.
How many times does Ryan Felipe take his shirt off?
Oh my God. Wow. 7?
Once, actually.
Oh.
I thought it was more than that, too. I was like, I mean, okay. And which of the foursome did the fisherman kill first?
I believe it's Ryan Felipe.
Yes. Barry, but we don't know his name.
Above the theater.
Yep. And lastly, what's written on the shower door at the end of the movie?
I still know.
Dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
She got a 100, you
wow.
guys.
I was nervous. I
You
was
fucking killed it, baby, as always.
So I couldn't find out which I Know What You Did Last Summer character are you quiz.
Yeah.
But I found a quiz I'm very excited about, which is titled, Which one of my favorite Sarah Michelle Gellar characters are you?
Ooh.
And it's in one of those, like, self-generated quiz websites. So I
Love
think we're
these.
really in for a treat.
Even if they're bad, they're fucking amazing. So I'm excited about this.
And the quiz introduction is finally doing an SMG quiz because she's the love of my life and needs to be spoken out more. Enjoy.
Yes.
XXX.
Ooh, XXX.
Okay. First question. Pick a color in the British spelling.
Ooh.
So we've got a Brit on our hands.
Or Canadian.
Or a Canadian. Purple, brown, pink, or gray.
Brown.
Okay. What's your sexuality? Gay/lesbian, bi/pan, straight.
Pan, baby.
All right. What's your zodiac sign? Fire, earth, air, or water?
Whoa.
That's right. Cancer Queen.
That's right.
What is a staple in your wardrobe? Leather, miniskirts, headbands, dresses, heels, jewelry, boots, or scarves?
None of those, but, well, all except jewelry. I wear a lot of rings, and I wear necklaces very often.
So jewelry?
Yeah, jewelry.
Sick. Pick a song. Fancy by Iggy Azalea, Rockstar by N.E.R.D., She's My Kala by Gorillaz, or Maneater by Nelly Furtado.
I'm going to have to go with Maneater.
Such a good song.
Stacy and I did choreo to that song.
And it was epic, even though we don't remember it.
We know
it was the best.
I remember kind of, but not really. Anyway.
Okay. Choose a random photo from my mood board on Pinterest. I'm going to describe it so everyone knows what you're picking.
Okay.
It's a girl taking a selfie in front of a fire. The dad from that 70s show saying, "You're a dumbass, changed my mind," at one of those tables. A meme of some guy saying, "I ain't exactly gay, but I ain't exactly not gay." Or Fez in a dominatrix outfit, also from that 70s show.
Why is it all that 70s show?
I don't know.
I like Fez in the dominatrix situation. Okay. I don't watch that show, but dominatrixes are funny to me.
He looks good.
Yeah.
Pick one of my fave TV shows.
Yes.
God. Okay. Glee, The Originals, Gossip Girl, Breaking Bad.
What was the first one?
Glee.
I think I'm gonna have to go with. It's the only one that I've really watched.
Okay. This question 8 of 11, by the way.
Okay.
Pick a dessert: white chocolate brownie, cheesecake, chocolate fudge cake, or Eton mess. Eton mess? I don't know what that is. Must be some foreign dessert.
The chocolate gooey, whatever the fuck.
Chocolate fudge cake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stacy made one of those recently, and it was bomb.
Is that good? It looked just like the cake from Matilda.
It was fucking bomb.
Choose one of my celeb crushes. Chance Crawford, Daniel Gillies, Hayden Christensen, or Frank Ocean.
Frank. Come on.
Frank, so hot.
He's so fine.
Pick one of my favorite movies. Clueless, Scream, Mean Girls, or The Hunger Games.
Scream.
Yay. Question is, please give me feedback.
Okay.
You're doing great.
Doing great, buddy.
Next. Okay. You are Catherine Matul from Cruel Intentions.
Ooh.
You are probably insane and manipulative. But you're hot as fuck and extremely gay, so it's okay.
I mean...
Marry me, XXXXX.
Marry me. Incredible.
Incredible.
Oh, I can't wait to ask Stacy hers.
Thank you. You do have to put in my name.
Okay.
I just like all the questions. Pick my shit.
We need to do quizzes
my
like
favorite
this.
movie.
Okay. Pick a color. Purple, brown, pink, or gray?
Pink.
Hot. What's your sexuality? Gay, lesbian, bi, pan, or straight?
I'm pretty straight. Like,
Pretty
Kinsey
straight,
2 or
nice.
3,
What's your zodiac sign? Fire, earth, air, or water?
I'm air, right, Gemini?
Yep, she's an air sign, y'all. What's a staple in your wardrobe? Leather, mini skirts, headbands, dresses, heels, jewelry, boots, or scarves?
I love a dress.
She does.
I
She
love
looks
any time
great
you can
them,
put
too.
in one garment. It's a win. You don't have to match shit.
Period. Just throw
It's a little
it
shortcut.
on.
I love it.
I hate them just because my thighs rub together, and that's like a whole issue.
You can
for
wear
me.
shorts underneath.
I could, but like... Also, I just don't like how they feel on me.
Oh, I love a lace breeze around everything.
Hell yeah. Well, that's why I like spandex shorts.
Yeah.
You know? Pick a song. Fancy by Iggy Azalea, Rockstar by Nerd, She's My Caller by Gorillaz, or Maneater by Nelly Furtado.
I have to agree. Maneater. It's the best.
It's so good. Like, I love Nerd, but come on. Okay, so here's like the pictures. It's Lana Del Rey with a fire in behind her.
I didn't realize that was Lana Del Rey.
Yeah. You're a dumbass. Changed my mind. I ain't exactly gay, but I ain't exactly not gay. And then the dominatrix.
I'm going to do Lana Del Rey selfie.
It's pretty... That's us right now, honestly. Pick one of my fave TV shows. Glee, The Originals, Gossip Girl, or Breaking Bad.
I haven't watched any of these, to be honest.
Yeah. The only one I watched was Glee.
I'll do Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl.
Sounds fun.
GG. Pick a dessert. White chocolate brownie, cheesecake, chocolate fudge cake, or Eton mess.
Literal. I would choose Eton mess. I'm sure it's delicious.
Ha ha ha. Choose one of my celeb crushes. Chance Crawford, Daniel Gillies, Hayden Christensen, or Frank Ocean.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen, very into him.
Yeah, he's a baddie. Pick one of my favorite movies. Clueless, Scream, Mean Girls, or The Hunger Games.
Mean Girls.
Yeah, that was a close second for me. Helen Shivers from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh my gosh, I'm Helen.
You are pretty basic. Lies. but you're hot and have
Thanks.
amazing fashion sense, so it's okay.
Okay, thanks.
Amazing.
Wow.
Gorge. Loves it.
Awesome.
Wow. Well,
Okay, now we're ready to depart.
we are. I'm sorry. I keep, thinking that we're done, because the energy is just okay. And then, yeah, I'm wrong, obviously, every time.
Now we're going to get on our metaphorical fishing boat and sail on out of here.
For now, until next week.
Till we see you next time. So, you'll get a little bonus app from us, and then we'll be into November.
Ooh, which we haven't chosen a theme for yet. But
any ideas, let us know. Otherwise, we might go with Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Which is hard to do.
Also, we figured out what Casper's zodiac sign is, and it's not Cancer. We found out his birthday is on April 20th. So he is what did I say? Is he an Aries? Or
is
no,
that
Taurus.
Aries or Scorpio or something?
It's Taurus, I believe.
Oh, God. I'm way off.
No, it's not a Taurus. It's an Aries. Wait, hold on. Sorry. I wrote
think it might be Aries because my dad's an Aries and his birthday's in early April.
Yeah. It could be early. It could be late March. Wait, hold on. I'm going to write an Aries in here. Taurus. Yeah, he's a Taurus.
Taurus.
So, basically,
Little
we'd be perfect for
baby.
each other because Cancers and Tauruses go together.
Oh.
But anyway, we just wanted to answer that question. Shouts out to Anthony for telling us that. But we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening as usual. Hope that you're being real safe. And we'll see you on Halloween.
All right, we love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you to our amazing editor, Anthony, Grady for our amazing theme song, and Whitney for our beautiful cover art.
If you have questions for us or would like to advertise with us, please email us at blockbusterwives@gmail.com.
And as always, please rate, subscribe, and tell all your friends about us. We love you.